We are back with one more analyze for you. Fruitdealer against SlayersBoxer. It's the first game here on. It was a show game on the Blizzcon 2010, and those two players, well known. One of these players is probably the most famous player ever in Brood War or Starcraft. It's SlayersBoxer.
It's hard to say who is more famous, but I guess SlayersBoxer is more famous than Nada. But Nada is also very famous and also a very good Starcraft 2 player now.
And on the other side we have Fruitdealer, who won the first GSL in Starcraft 2. It was the biggest tournament so far, and he won a big prize money. He's probably the best Zerg in the world.
Yeah.
And those two players competing against each other in a best of 3, and also SlayersBoxer had some decent results and playing actually quite good.
Yeah, he's as I already said in the other replay, he's doing better than I expected, and yeah.
We on Lost Temple is our first map in this best of 3. What do you expect on a close position, which is really important?
Yeah, actually, this is very bad for the Zerg player. I mean, apart from Lost Temple being a bad map for Zerg, it's also on close position. There are a lot of timing pushes, which can be dangerous, and the cliff at your natural is also very close to the Terran base, so the Terran can do a very early cliff drop, which often, gives you a lot of trouble because you have Mutalisks or Overlord drop way later than you have the Terran has a medivac and a siege tank with the siege upgrade.
And here we go with the next drone scouting, starting to scout. So in this case, 14 drones scout. Why does he decides to scout? In my opinion, pretty late.
Well, I'm not exactly sure how Cool decided what the right timing to scout is. So I can't really comment on that. I personally scout a little earlier, but I guess that might really be more or less a matter of taste. But now he sees the tag lab, so he knows for sure that there will be a Reaper coming, and that Box is trying some kind of Reaper bunker rush. I mean, that's pretty much the what you want to do if you're going for an early Reaper. And he immediately sent down two drones. Together with the scouting drone which came back, he will try to delay or defend against the bunker which is being built, which is absolutely necessary. He can't let the Boxer get if he gets up the bunker without any problems, then the game is already looking very bad for Cool.
And he really tries so hard.
Yeah, he is doing. They are both controlling it very well, and Boxer actually managed to get the bunker built. And now the first Reaper is coming. He's trying to intercept the Reaper, but the bunker lost a lot of hit points while it was being built. The result is very good for Cool. He killed the Reaper because it was surrounded by the drones and Zerglings, and he didn't even lose a single drone. And I'm not sure how many.
But he repaired the SV in the bunker.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure, but I mean both of them were really damaged.
I'm a little surprised about that too. I'm not sure. I think that actually I thought that might have been one of the. I thought there was a bug fix some time ago that actually prevented SCVs from being able to repair from inside a bunker, but I can't remember exactly, to be honest. And here we also see Cool is getting a Roach Warren now, something which I personally would have gotten the Zergling speed. And Boxer doing a good job at intercepting drones which are being transferred. I personally rarely get the early Roach Warren, but especially on close position, he might have thought that it's necessary for safety to get the early Roaches. In case there are more Reaper coming. And now with the additional range, like Roaches now have range 4 instead of 3 before the patch, they are actually quite good against speed Reapers. I mean, Reapers in general. I mean, before that, Roaches were they didn't get a lot of damage from Reapers, but they also never weren't able to kill them. Now Roaches are very good against Reapers.
So the income 26. Harvester now 33, just pulled out a lot of drones, actually. He's seen
Yeah,
the
he saw
expansion.
that he was getting an expansion, and that's why he immediately switched to pretty much only drone production. Now he's actually getting some roaches to pressure the Terran and force him to build more defense. And yeah, he's doing very well. Just killing some SCVs while the Marines hide in the bunker. And yeah, he's just delaying the mining a little, which is actually it's very big. I mean, this kind of it looks rather small, but if he delays mining here for like a little longer, he's already ahead by quite a lot. And I think
He killed 4 harvester with
he
these 2
killed
roaches.
some harvesters, and most importantly was to stop the mining. But now he has a Reaper in his bunker, so he's quite safe against the roaches. And I'm not sure if it was actually a good idea to get those 4 more roaches, because they didn't really do anything. But then again, he needs at least some units in case the Terran just randomly moves out and starts attacking. I mean, he can't really just sit on only drones, especially on close position, which is the reason why it's so bad to be in close position. And here we see something that's also one thing I started to like adapt or implement in my play. He is getting the expansion again very early. I mean the third base at the 12 o'clock position, and yeah, I mean he's getting it. I think, does he even have all his bases? Wait a second. Here now it just looks really bad for Cool, because I mean he doesn't have any units, but he has a few roaches, and well the bio units. They stimmed rather early, and so they lost quite some hit points on the stim. And well, now together with the spawning Zerglings and the drones, he's able to fend it off. But I also think that Boxer was slacking a little on micro here. He might have been able to control his units better. Now he's microing well again, but earlier it wasn't optimal, and I mean in this the fight only lasts a few seconds. But the micro in those few seconds often decides everything, and
yeah, he had the best timing to push.
yeah, it was very good timing. I mean, it was. I mean, it looks a little random because it's hard to say what a good timing is. I mean, if the Zerg builds unit before he pushes out, then it's bad. But both players don't really know what the other one is going to plan, so it's often a little luck dependent on whether it's actually good. And here's something I personally find very strange. Cool is getting a lot of roaches, even though he knows that Boxer is going for very bio heavy play, and that's something I don't really agree with it. And yeah, I haven't really understood why he's playing so roach heavy against bio, because I mean with small numbers the roaches are quite good against the Marines. They are never really good against Marauders, obviously, but when the number of the Marines and the number of roaches grow at the same rate, related to the amount of resources it costs, then the Marines are getting better and better. Especially when you add stim and combat shields, then Marines actually start to hard counter, or maybe not hard counter, but they at least soft counter roaches. And then why are you getting roaches if even Marines basically counter them, and definitely Marauders are countering the roaches? So yeah, I don't know. I just think it's a waste of gas. But I mean, they do tank some damage, but then I don't know. I don't like getting roaches against bio. I like to get it against Hellions or against Thors, or generally against mech. You need some roaches because of the blue flame upgrade. But against heavy bio, I just don't like it. I mean, maybe if you are lacking larva, but he shouldn't, because he has a third base early on. But anyway,
what what I've seen is that the creep tumor is not really in use.
Yeah, I mean it's not so easy with 3 bases going. It's hard to just do everything at once, and even for like the absolute top players. Well, now he's spreading his creep, but yeah, he definitely has been slacking on the creep spread in this game.
Especially when the way is so close to his
it's very important to get creep to the Xalnaga tower so he can get a position there. But anyway, I think this game it's still good for Cool. The start was very good for him, and then Boxer managed to make a little comeback with his with his well, random timing attack. It was a little random in my opinion. And now he's well harassing with his Thor. This is a good idea. But it's very micro intensive because the roaches with the increased range now they can actually shoot up and hit the roach the Thor if he's well no they can't. No, that's surprising. I thought they would be able to. But yeah, now Boxer's starting to build a position up here. I think that's a very good idea. It's a little unlucky for him that Cool went for an early Overlord drop upgrade. I mean, if he would know that, he wouldn't try this kind of play. But most Zerg players don't get early Overlord drop. They're just happy with getting Mutalisks to defend against this kind of drop. But well, when he's doing like a rather heavy drop and building turrets up there, then it's very good to have the Overlord drop again. So maybe that's the reason why Cool got both. He got both a Spire and the Overlord drop. I mean, he's investing very heavily in tech and upgrades, and still he has a decent army, so he's macroing very well. I think now he's preparing to drop the cliff. Oh no, actually this Overlord is going to drop Banelings in the mineral line.
This could be a good move. So I'm asking myself several times, if you have only one Overlord, why don't you take a second one who eats the damage?
Yeah, and that's actually something people don't really. You should, but then again, in the game, it's. I mean, we are sitting here, very relaxed, and I mean, in the game, it's very hard to think of everything.
But still, this drop was really nice.
Yeah, it was a success. Definitely, I'm not sure how many kills he got, but he definitely. I mean, he got like 8, or yeah, I'm not sure, but it definitely. I think it paid off for itself, at least, and maybe it was even better.
Well, he's only on 2 bases, so this hurts a lot.
Yeah, now he has to rebuild some SCVs. And yeah, Cool also had some burrowed Banelings. Now he's trying to drop the Thor in the Banelings, but now he's kinda, I don't know, that's just a blunder. I mean, he just forgot. I think that's pretty much the losing move here. He just dropped the Thor and then didn't pick it up again. And then on the way back to his base, he lost another Thor without doing any damage.
What is his army doing? Going back so far.
It's just a huge control blunder. And I mean, if he wouldn't have made that mistake, he might have actually. I mean, Cool lost most of his Banelings. Now he's dropping Banelings into the Bio army.
But still, decent micro.
Yeah, now Boxer is microing well, but earlier he had a big blunder, and look at it. If Boxer had 2 more Thors now, Cool would be in a lot of trouble. But because of that micro blunder early on, well, he's more or less getting rolled. I mean, not really getting rolled hard, but I mean, now the game is over. Cool has 4 bases. He has 2 at the top, which are both far away from the Terran. So even if the Terran manages to do some kind of Thor tank push into the main, he can still rebuild at the top, very far away from the Terran main. And yeah, so he's Cool is in a very safe position right now, and he just needs to wait until Boxer bleeds out of resources, and yeah, well, that's what he does.
Would you say a good Terran, when he plays against Fruitdealer, for example, should build 2 turrets from start on?
Well,
against such a drop, is it worth it?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess it might be worth it. It's yeah. I'm not sure. You actually would have to test how far does the Overlord get when there are 2 turrets compared to 1. I mean, that's just stuff you would kind of have to test in a custom game. I mean, there are so many things in this game. You just don't know what the answer is, and well, that's it. It makes it interesting, but some people find this frustrating. I noticed that no one really knows what's good in actually. So everyone just plays what he thinks is best, and well, maybe it is and maybe it isn't, but well, no one is really knowing right now, and it will take a lot of time until the play kinda evolves, and we can make a more accurate judgment on whether something is good or bad. Right now, we oftentimes we just don't know whether it is good or bad. Oh, he actually saved his Thor quite nicely there. But well, it's kind of a last-ditch effort. The game is basically over. I personally like the switch to Banshees. I mean, Boxer must think that Cool doesn't have a Spire up, because he never saw any Mutalisks. And then in a situation where the Zerg doesn't have a Spire, well, he pretty sure he doesn't have a Hydralisk then, because Hydras are just bad, even though Cool got them in the other game. But anyway, and then he doesn't really have any anti-air, so some kind of late game switch to Banshees is actually a very good idea, and I like that play. But right now, Cool is just too far ahead for that to make any impact. But in a more close game, this is actually this could actually turn around the game, or be or enable Boxer to make a push which kills the Zerg. But
look at Fruitdealer, who's expanding another time.
Yeah, it's he's just all over the map, and I think Cool shouldn't burrow so many banelings at once. I think the best number is just burrow 2 at one point, and then burrow 2 more a little further away from that. I mean, two banelings already kill a large bunch of Marines. You don't need more than 2, really. And if you have more, you just risk losing more. Or if you want to have more out on the field, then just spread them out farther. But anyway,
here we go with the Stim Marine Marauder and the Force.
Yeah, but now the Overlords with the banelings, they are flying to the bio units which run away. Now he's not running away anymore, and they immediately get owned by the banelings. And yeah, the game is pretty much over. But nevertheless, a good-looking fight.
The Banshees still do
but
a great job.
He's loading his army into the Overlords so they can, the Banshees can kill him anymore. I mean, he lost most of his units now, but he can just rebuild so fast. The Boxer is not really going to get anywhere here. The Banshees alone won't be able to kill Cool, even though let's say he got more than I expected him to actually get. But now the Mutalisks are going to clean off the rest.
Oh, the energy, well.
Yeah, I think the Thor Banshee combo is actually quite strong, and I think the right counter is actually to get Corruptors, because Corruptors can debuff the Thors, so they get more damage, and they don't die to the splash damage as easily as Mutalisks do. And the Corruptors also counter the Banshee. So against like a Banshee Thor, you definitely need to get the Corruptors and not build. What did I want to say? Not build Mutalisk against the. But now
well, he really wanted to try to expand there, but this is actually over.
Yeah, it's very over, but it was a nice game nonetheless. And I think one of the things I like the most about Boxer's plays is his early aggression. I mean, he made a small bunker rush. I mean, it wasn't successful, mainly because Cool countered it very, very well, but I mean, trying to pressure the Zerg early on, it just creates the Zerg that just feels like he can't just safely pump a lot of drones. He always needs to be careful, and that's why I think it's a good idea to always start the game with some kind of aggression, so the Zerg doesn't feel very comfortable. Because if the Zerg feels comfortable to just invest everything into economy, then it's very hard for the Terran to actually out-macro the Zerg, or, well, be on an even footing.
Wow, now we got 2 games, Fruitdealer against SlayersBoxer. It was a 2-0 for you guys, and yeah, well, he's probably, SlayersBoxer, he's on a good level, or he's on a good way, but I still think that he can perform better, or he has to if he wants to be a pro.
We saw some blunders, especially some control blunders early in the game, but well, it's just a matter of practice. I mean, yeah.
I think so too. Thank you, Dark Force, and yeah, this was the game Fruitdealer against SlayersBoxer on Lost Temple. I hope you enjoyed it, and watch more of our analysis.